How does a baby Kangaskhan become a child in a matter of seconds? Hello, YouTube! This is Chrizmaniac, your friendly neighborhood maniac, bringing you another Pokémon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now, this battle is actually a passerby battle. This guy Lance was asking for a Pokemon battle, and I accepted. So here we are, my OP standard team with his OP team too. He has a bunch of threats in there like Talonflame and that Mega's Kangaskhan. I think that thing's broken in my own opinion. That Kangaskhan could like two-shot a Gliscor from full health, and oh yeah, anyways, to this battle, I take out that Talonflame right away with Stone Edge. I was fearing it going for a Swords Dance on my Switch, and I was fine if my Flygon just went out, so I just Stone Edged it. Anyways, he brings in his Togekiss, and that really like confused me because he's really weak to Stone Edge, and he goes for a Thunder Wave, and Flygon can't be Thunder Wave, and that was really strange. Anyways, my Flygon is just wrecking this guy's team right off the bat in the first two turns of battle, so I am feeling really good right here. The battle started really well for me, but let me tell you, this battle was really close, because, actually, I'm not spoiling for you. Anyways, in comes his Aegislash, and then I bring him a Gyarados just to wall it and to intimidate it, and he switches out because he knows that he can't really do much against the Gyarados. I waterfall that incoming Togekiss, and it goes down right away. So, two of his dangerous Pokemon, Togekiss and Talonflame, right out of the battle in the first 5 turns, so I'm feeling really good. Anyways, in comes Breloom. I could stay in here and then just leave talk because I know he's gonna Spore, but I choose to resist it and then retaliate with a Sludge Bomb. So, Philippines, he resists the Spore because in this generation plant types can't be put to sleep by powder moves. And in comes Excadrill, and that is great. Actually, that's not great because I go for the Sludge Bomb, I believe, and it doesn't affect his Excadrill. So my Venusaur, my Venusaur Mega Evolves, and I use Sludge Bomb, and it doesn't really do anything to Excadrill because Steel resists Poison. He Earthquakes my Venusaur, and that does a respectable amount, but that doesn't really do much. That's not even a 2-hit KO because Mega Venusaur is just extremely bulky. Anyways, I put his Excadrill to sleep, and that's really good because now I can bring in my other Pokemon which are weak to it, such as Tyranitar, and start destroying it. Anyways, here comes Mega Kangaskhan. Well, not yet, just Kangaskhan, but obviously it's going to be a Mega. And I just Leech Seed it, so to force it to switch out, because I need to get some residual damage in this thing. Like, Mega Kangaskhan can't really beat O-Code except for a fighting move, and Kangaskhan hits like a truck. Anyways, I'm fearing that he might go for the Power Punch here, so I just bring him a Gyarados again just to wall his physical attackers. So out comes Mega Kangaskhan with her little baby, and we have some tag team action going on right here. And that return doesn't really do anything to my Gyarados, thankfully, because my Gyarados is max defense, max HP with Intimidate. So that Kangaskhan isn't really going to be doing much, and I have the Leech Seed plus leftovers, so I'm just basically healing off the damage that he deals to me every turn. Strangely enough, and good for me, he stays in and he Power Punches, just trying to do something, I guess, to my Gyarados because he doesn't want to switch out, I guess, I don't know. And then I Waterfall it just to get off some damage on it. And next turn I could roar it out if he chooses to stay in. So it's really good for me right here, the situation, because I just either roar him out if he stays in, or I can keep Waterfalling him and taking out the Kangaskhan. Next turn, he would die to a Waterfall, or rather get KO'd to a Waterfall, so I choose to Waterfall again, because that would take it out. But he has his Breloom, and that is fine, because I can just deal damage to it, and yeah, that's pretty good damage, even though it's very little. Damage is damage, whatever. This Breloom can't really do anything to me, because most of its stabs are resisted, and my Gyarados is physically defensive. Anyways, I choose to switch out here because I think he might go for the Spore. And does he go for a Spore? He goes for the Swords Dance. So that's pretty dangerous, but then again, Venusaur resists both of his stabs. Like, look at this. His Bullet Seed doesn't really do much to my Venusaur. So Yeah, that's pretty good. And I can just retaliate back with a Sludge Bomb, and boom, takes it right out. He doesn't even predict that. So there we go, another threat out of the way. This battle is going pretty good for me right now. I have 6 Pokemon, and he only has 3 Pokemon left. Kangaskhan, Aegislash, and his sleeping Excadrill. So it's looking pretty good for me right here. So in comes his Mega Mom again, his not Venusaur, his Kangaskhan, and I can take any attack from this guy, even though he's at +2, and then OHKO it with, or not OHKO it, just take it out with a Waterfall. He's a +2 right now, and I'm like, okay, I can take any attack from this thing, and I can just destroy it with a Waterfall. So my Gyarados eats some leftovers, that is fine, and then he goes for the return, and see how much this does. And I'm like, oh damn, this thing got a crit on me, and now most of my Pokemon can't wall this thing, other than my Gyarados. I mean, other than my Tyranitar, but that thing probably has Earthquake too. Right here, I stupidly sent in my Alakazam, thinking that I could survive a hit from it with my Pokémon, but I forgot that it hits twice. So yeah, my Alakazam was completely useless in that battle. Too bad, because of my negligence of that thing's ability. This ability is really good. Anyways, he switches out right here for no reason. I mean, for like some weird reason. And I can just Earthquake anything that comes in. And that turns out to use Aegislash. That's really great because I get a huge amount of damage on his Aegislash. And his weakness policy activates right here. And he could just Shadow Sneak me if he wanted to, but he withdraws because his Excadrill is on a balloon, which forces me to switch out because I can't hit this thing. My Flygon is Scarfed. He breaks the mold, but he is still sleeping. And what the heck does breaking the mold mean? I don't get that. Like, how does that enable you to hit levitators? I don't know. Anyways, in comes Spongino. I'm hoping I can set up Trick Room right here. And even if his Kangaskhan Sucker Punches my Reuniclus and takes it right out, I could just send in my Tyranitar, and then my Tyranitar would outspeed his Kangaskhan from there, and he wouldn't be able to Earthquake my Tyranitar. So that is my plan right now. As of now, I missed the first Focus Splash, which sucks. So my Reuniclus doesn't really do anything. But that's really good too, because now my Tyranitar can come in and start like wrecking havoc. But again, I couldn't knock him out in one shot because I don't have Earthquake #1, and #2 is holding a balloon, and so I can only 2-hit KO them. And my Fire Fang won't be knocking it out in one shot. So potentially his Mega Kangaskhan could come in and like Sucker Punch me to death after 19 HP. And also, just because I can knock him out in one shot, Trick Room goes away after this turn, so my plan has just gone down the drain. I can't knock out the Kangaskhan with Trick Room up, and that thing could just knock me out with any move, especially Sucker Punch, Earthquake, Return, whatever. But surprisingly, he set out his Aegislash, and that is nice because I can just knock this thing out. Anyways, right here I'm predicting that he is going to go for the King Shield just to lower my attack, and strangely enough, he goes for the Shadow Sneak. He could have went for the Sacred Sword right there, but here you go. Here's some mind game that's playing on right here. So I go for a Stealth Rock, which would damage his incoming Mega Kangaskhan. But right here, he goes for a Stance Change again, and I predict that, and I go for the Stealth Rocks. So that Aegislash is just asking me to hit it, but nope, I'm not giving you that hit. And you're not lowering my attack. So I fail up setting up Stealth Rock, but it's already up, and they just eat that sword right away. My Tyranitar is a Sword Eater. He goes to the circus because that sword eating is like some sort of fancy maneuver type thing. Anyways, the Sandstorm goes away, which sucks because I can't deal residual damage to Kangaskhan, which is at very low health. So in comes Kangaskhan, and that thing will potentially sweep my entire team. So right here, I was thinking, okay, good game. You already destroyed my team. He's at +1 right now, meaning that my Flygon coming in would probably get knocked out by Sucker Punch. But he doesn't go for Sucker Punch here, which is really strange. He probably would have knocked out my Flygon because my Flygon is pretty frail. No investment in defense or special or like HP. And then I win the game with a superpower. So he could have got the game right there. Just saying. But good game. I'm not complaining that I got the win. But what do you folks think about Mega Kangaskhan? for me, I think that thing is really OP. That thing is super strong. Only like Sableye can force a switch on it. And most checks on it, or counters, get destroyed by any sort of move that it brings you. And imagine Seismic tossing that thing. 100 plus 100 damage. That's insane. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the battle. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you all next time.